You might have heard of this thing called the coronavirus that pretty much has the entire world on lockdown. It's a scary thing, especially for older people who are most affected by it. But we don't have to worry too much since we're all inside on our computers all day. But there is something that we could be doing to help find a cure, and that is to run Folding at Home. Folding at Home is a distributed computing software that runs simulations of protein dynamics, or in plain English, it does a thing that helps doctors make a thing to make Corona-chan go away. And this can be used for cancer, ALS, and other diseases as well. So if you're a coronavirus enthusiast or some weirdo like that, you can just run this on other things. So let's get started with it. First, you want to head over to foldingathome.org/start folding. And since this is a scientific application, it runs really nice on Linux, as any decent application should. And what you're going to want to do is download the FAH client, the FAH control, and the FAH viewer. You're going to want to download all three. And then once you have them, go ahead and go into your terminal. You could use the GUI if you desire. They do the same thing, but I'm going to use the terminal just for the case of this video. And you're going to want to first install the FAH client. And when you start it, it's going to give you some options to configure it. So you can set a username here if you want, or you can just leave it as anonymous if you just want to help find a cure without really caring about your score, because it keeps a score that basically relates to how much of the folding process your particular computer or computers, because you can have multiple running the same thing with the same username info. It basically keeps track of how much you're doing, but I don't really care about that, so I'm going to leave it anonymous. And then same thing with your team name. So you can create a team if you want, and then you have the collective score of the whole team. You can start your own team, or just leave it as 0 if you want to just fold on your own. And then same thing for your passkey. If you care about your identity or your score or whatever like that, you're going to want to set a passkey so that some other people can't try to steal your account, I guess. But again, if you just want to assist with finding a cure, none of this is necessary. Hit OK, and then you get an option to configure how much of your system resources you want to dedicate to folding. So if you're on a laptop or some other type of lower powered device, I recommend leaving it to light. If you're on a desktop, then I recommend putting it at medium. And if you have an extra computer, an extra desktop specifically that you don't really need to use, that you can just take out of storage or whatever and dedicate it full time to this, then you're going to want to set it to full. But if you're going to use full, another good thing to make sure is that your cooling is appropriate. So make sure that you've got, good thermal paste on there, especially if it's been in storage for many, many years. You might need to reapply that. Make sure your fans work. If you're using liquid cooling, make sure that that's set up to work properly, because folding at home is very taxing on your CPU and your GPU. And obviously, you don't want those things to overheat. So I'm going to leave mine on medium, and I don't want the client to be started automatically because I'm going to start it manually from my terminal. So we're going to hit no on that. Now, as you can see, there were some errors encountered when for processing it. And this has actually had me stuck for a little while. I originally wanted to make this video like 2 weeks ago, but I was having trouble figuring out how to solve that particular problem. But here's all you have to do to solve it. You just want to enter this command here, sudo update rc.d fah client defaults. So run that. And then if you run this dpkg install command again, we see that this time it was able to install the FAH client without any issues. So if you get a message that errors were encountered while processing, FAH client, just use that command, run the install again, and then it should work flawlessly. After the client is done installing, go ahead and install the control deb with a similar syntax. We just want to make sure you do FAH control instead of the FAH client. And then we're going to do the same thing again for the viewer, FAH viewer. And all of those installed fine for me, but if you do run into some issues with that, because I did find bug fixes for those other two debs while I was trying to find bug fixes for the client, you can just do sudo apt-get install f. Apparently it's dependency issues that people run into with installing those, but obviously, as you were able to see, everything worked fine on my system. And by the way, I'm using Linux Mint 19.3 XFCE edition, in case any of you were curious about that. So now that everything is installed, it's time to start the service, because as you saw, I didn't want it to be started automatically. I wanted to start it manually. And the way to do that is sudo /etc/init.d/FAH client start. And it's a similar syntax to stop it as well. You just want to change start to stop at the very end there. So now that we have started the application, we can view what the application is doing by launching FAH Viewer. And we can just do that from our little start menu that we have in Mint. Mine loads on the other screen, so you guys won't be able to see it, but you'll just have to take my word for it. And then this is what the viewer looks like when you start it. Now, it may seem like it's stuck when it says, snapshot 0 of 0 and the protein is still loading and nothing loads up here in the project or progress or anything like that. All of that is normal. It took, I think, something like 10 or 15 minutes for it to actually start on my system. Maybe it would start faster if you have a better system, because this desktop that I'm using is kind of old. I built it about, close to 10 years ago now. 7 years ago, actually. I built it right after I graduated high school. So yeah, that's the viewer. Eventually this will load with a protein on the screen. It just kind of looks like a classic view of a molecule like you would see in high school or college or whatever. And you can rotate it, do all kinds of cool stuff, but obviously what really matters is that this is doing that processing and that rendering for some science people all over the world who actually know what to look for in this molecule. For me, it's just kind of a cool thing to mess with. Now you can also change the settings of it with the FAH control. So that's what this looks like here. And you can change the folding power, so you can set it up to full if you want, or you can take it back down to light. You can also go into, not that one, you can go into configure here in the upper left, and this will let you change some things as well. Like you can change the port that you want it to connect over. You can change your identity. You can change your team number if you actually do want to join a team and collaborate with them to increase the team score. The most interesting spot in the configure dialog box is probably the slots tab though. So by default, the FAH control is going to just pick how it should use your system resources automatically, but you can manually configure this as well. So if we go down to add, you see right now the number of CPU threads is -1. So that means that the client is automatically going to choose, but I could set this to like 3 CPU threads if I wanted to. That's typically what I'll use for a virtual machine. Sometimes I'll use 4, but I don't really go over that because I only have 8. So yeah, I can set this to be 3 CPUs, and you could do the same thing with GPUs as well. So -1 is just going to automatically use whatever GPUs it thinks it should use, or you could set it to 1 to specifically use 1 GPU, 2 to use 2 GPUs, so on and so forth. Keep in mind, in order to actually use the GPU power in your system, you have to have OpenCL installed. If you're on NVIDIA, I'm not sure what you would need on AMD. I haven't used an AMD graphics card in a while. Hoping to use one soon, because if you don't know, AMD is way better on Linux. NVIDIA drivers, they kind of suck on Linux. So you can set this to be whatever you want and save it. So now you see I got 2 CPUs that are ready there. And let's see, has the protein loaded yet? No, still hasn't loaded yet. Like I said, it's going to take a while on my system. I've only got 8 threads. I'm using a computer that I built in like 2012. So it's not the strongest computer on the block, but if everybody were to use this, like say 8 or 10 people with a PC like mine, which isn't really that expensive. I mean, if you were to build it today, it'd definitely cost less than $1,000. Then everyone's power combined could easily amount to a high-end Threadripper system. So what I intend to do with this is mostly use it at night. I'm probably going to crank it up to full while I'm sleeping, because I don't know if you guys are like me, but I never really turn my computer off. My computer has been on for, I think, a good month and a half, 2 months. And the only reason it's been on for that short a period of time is because I had to reinstall Linux Mint. But yeah, I'm going to mostly run this while I'm sleeping or while I'm outside running around, because obviously I'm not going to be using the computer at that time. And I suggest you do the same thing. If you have lots of downtime on your computer, if you don't use it while you're sleeping, leave it on, try running this folding at home client. And if everybody does that, we're going to get to finding a cure faster, and then we can all get on with our lives.